Hi guys, my name is Tania, and although the Diverseathon started on the 12th and it is now the 14th of September, this is my TBR. So the Diverseathon is a readathon running from Monday the 12th to Monday the 19th of September, and it's been set up as a response to what can only be described as an incredibly nasty video that talked about how diversity in books is a bad thing. And as someone who's recently discovered that I suffered from a lack of diversity in my books as a child, I know that this is wrong, and I know that the majority of people that I know and associate with also feel the same way as I do. So I'm really glad that this readathon is taking place, and I'm trying to use it to learn more about people that are different from me. Consequently, although I have a lot of LGBTQ+ books on my TBR that I want to read in the very near future, I've chosen to read books this week that take me more out of my comfort zone and introduce me to more cultures and people than I read about in my average month. People are talking about this readathon with the hashtag Diverseathon, and I will post links to all of the 4 hosts down below. So the first book that I've picked is Reading Lolita in Tehran by Yazir Nafisi, and this is actually a memoir rather than a fiction book, so it has that heightened sense of being someone else's reality because it is someone else's reality. And this takes a look back at the author's life in late 90s Iran, when she set up a study group between her and a group of women that she'd met as a lecturer at the university that she's recently left. As it's already Wednesday, I have started this book, and Nafisi's writing is some of the most beautiful that I have ever read. And as the title kind of suggests, it combines the memoir with some literary analysis and how the girls talk about this in relation to their lives in post-Islamic Revolution Iran. And whilst I've read Lolita and really didn't like it, this book is actually making me appreciate Nabokov in a way that I never thought I would. What I'm finding really interesting about this book so far is how calm the narrative style is. It's like you can sense that the women in this book were frustrated at the situations that they were living in, but the author just calmly relates this to you and also points out the beautiful things and what she was thankful for, and so far it's just really gorgeous. I've been reading this for 3 days now. I am reading it incredibly slowly, but it's 100% worth it. On that note, if I get to it, the next book that I picked out is last year's Man Booker Prize winner A Brief History of 7 Killings by Marlon James. This is a fictional exploration of what went on around the 1976 almost assassination of Bob Marley. And from what I've read about this book, although it takes place in multiple settings, it is primarily focused on Jamaica, which is somewhere that I haven't read about since I read Small Island about 3 to 4 years ago. And due to its basis in actual history and from the blurbs that I've read about it, I think this might have quite a lot of historical and political information, which I'm really interested to read about. James himself was born in Jamaica, so I'm really excited to read about these things from his perspective and how he's written them. Also, I don't know if you can see them on here, but the cover has these little bullet holes on them, and I keep thinking that I've got the book dirty and trying to clean it, so this is going to be really fun to take home and visit my mum with, because I'm just going to keep thinking I've wrecked the book. As they are both quite long and dense books, they're the only ones that I've picked for my Diverseathon TBR, but based on them I also have a confession to make, and that is that these 2 books are the only 2 books I could find on my bookshelf that I'm aware of by authors who come from a very different cultural background to me, although I think there is some Salman Rushdie on here somewhere, but I'm not going to try and read that this week. And yes, I've been reading more LGBTQ+ fiction recently, but that has been widely by white authors. So I have come to the conclusion that although the books on my shelf are varied, they are not diverse. So this week has been a wake-up call for me to think more about the books that I am reading and also which books I am investing my time and money in. Another realisation I've had is that I have been lazy about this channel, and that in turn is causing me to be lazy about my reading. I will often read books that I know I am going to find less challenging if I know that I am going to talk about them in a video. A lot of the time, because for some reason I get very tongue-tied and it takes me a lot of takes to film even the shortest of videos, and this is something that I am getting better at as I've made more videos recently, so now I really want to start pushing myself to get back to reading more complex books and talking about more complex themes, and to just open up my channel and make it more diverse, because at the minute I'm reading the same things as a lot of other people all the time, and I need to get back to how I was reading pre-booktube when it didn't matter what I read because I wasn't discussing it with anyone. And I think that it's important that sometimes we're all talking about different books and that then we can recommend books to people, and that is not what I feel like I've been doing. So yeah, this might have got a little bit intense. I don't know what it's gonna look like when I edit it, but I do want to work a lot harder on this channel and on what I'm reading and how I'm talking about it and what I'm giving to you guys. So hopefully it didn't get too intense. This week has just been a bit of a wake-up call, and I'm really glad for it. And I mean, that doesn't mean it's gonna be serious all the time either. Like, I'm still gonna read stupid crap like the Ghostbusters novelisation. So yeah, I hope that you're all having a lovely day. If you're taking part in the Diverseathon, I hope that you have found some wonderful books to read. Let me know what you're reading down below so that I can start to sort out this mess of a bookshelf. And I will see you all very soon. Goodbye! And there's a frickin' helicopter. I just wanna film a video. It is literally circling my frickin' house.